DAO, Clean Up Bhopal, is a film about the Bhopal Medical Appeal, a UK charity that raises funds for survivors of the 1984 Union Carbide gas disaster and the communities still suffering from the water contamination today. Bhopal, India, state capital of Madhya Pradesh and home to 2 million people. On the night of December the 2nd, 1984, the Union Carbide pesticide factory began leaking a deadly gas. Carbide was using untried and untested technology. None of the 6 safety systems were turned on that night, allowing the gas to spread throughout the city, killing and injuring thousands.
And if you're looking at your life from only where you are.
Michael Evis, Glastonbury's founder, recently became a patron of our charity, raising the profile of the Bhopalis. Our mission was to get the DAO Clean Up Bhopal message out there, with a short film on the main stages, an area in the left field, and 80 volunteer litter pickers.
Children with no eyes push the rickshaws up the hill, not blinded by the light, but by another's will. Processions and parades breathe life into every day. The world turns a different way at the bottom of the food chain. And if you're looking at your life from only where you are, you'll only see the ground. Will you ever see the stars? See the food, see the fire. Need power, hack the wire. You can live another, you can dream another, gonna claim another, get a new lease on another life.
My name is Lorraine and I'm here with the Bhopal Medical Appeal at Glastonbury, getting ready for everything to start tomorrow. I just spent 6 months in Bhopal and got back about 2 weeks ago. I'm a nurse and I was working with the community health team out there. At the moment we are trying to get these sculptures ready for our sculpture garden that we're going to have on display tomorrow. What we're hoping to do is have a series of interactive workshops where people can just drop in as the festival progresses and give us a hand with various art projects that are going on. So this sculpture is a representation of a memorial that was put in Bhopal, just opposite the Union Carbide factory, in memory of the people who died, the women and children who died when the gas leak happened.
The inspiration for the pitch at Glastonbury came from doing a lot of research, finding out more about what the Bhopal Medical Appeal do, and just trying to make it applicable to the message that they're trying to get across. And I wanted to kind of give it a slightly Indian flavour, if I could. And through research, I found out about an Indian sculptor called Nek Chand who'd created a beautiful sculpture garden. And I thought that'd be a really good start point to use as inspiration that people could come and share and help us build it.
Preparation started months earlier. It was important to us to use recycled material and not create any new waste, continuing the clean-up theme. Inviting people to join in the art workshops created a sense of ownership and an interest in spreading the word. The iron structures of the sculptures were reinforced with wire mesh and covered with rows of plastic bottles and fabric. Each piece of fabric was symbolic of the effort of ordinary people coming together to give a voice to the Bhopalis.
Well, I'm Fiona and I work for the waste management team at Glastonbury. My job is to recruit all the recyclers who work for a ticket during the festival. Bhopal Medical Appeal was one of the charities I contacted, and since then they've provided me with a team every year, and the festival gives them a donation for each person at the end of it, which is great. And it's now started off with about 20, I think, and now we're up to 80 people who come along to support, you know, and give their time on behalf of the Bhopal Medical Appeal, which is brilliant.
It's been amazing. It's been more than we could ever have thought it would be in terms of where we are, getting a lot of footfall past our pitch. And I think we always knew that we'd get a lot of people involved, but actually there's been times where we've been so busy we haven't had enough places for people to sit down and get stuck in. So. But it's great, it's a stop-off point for a lot of people, and once they come, they tend to keep coming back, actually. Yeah, hopefully we've created a good, positive space for people to come and hang out and chat, really, because we found that when people are doing things, when people are involved, and we give somebody something to do with their hands, then chat comes very easily.
I feel really, really chuffed with the progress of the Sculpture Garden. With any project like this, you have no idea how it's going to go. You can have a bit of a clue, you can work stuff out. You know, you have no idea how many people will want to participate. The weather's been a little bit harsh on us, but today it's absolutely beautiful. I think we've just worked with what we've had, and people have been really enthusiastic. The level of energy and input has been amazing. And at night, when these are lit up, it becomes quite another kind of little, you know, adventure ground for people where they like to come and cuddle, and you have all the colours kind of reflecting off people's faces, and it becomes a very magical space again and quite different. So I think it has kind of really grown over the past few days, and I think people that have come, popped in several times and have contributed have been really amazed. They've found the little pieces that they've made that have been put on the sculptures, and you know, they've really enjoyed it.
I'm Malcolm Prescott from the Bhopal Medical Appeal. And one of the main things I'm doing is trying to make people aware as they're walking past of the messages we're giving out here about cleaning things up, and using a hand sanitising gel that's made of a small number of organic material. Responses have been mixed, but the most interesting responses from the majority are to ask what this is all about, what happened in Bhopal. Union Carbide rings the bell with a lot of people. They sometimes can't quite grasp it, and a lot of people remember it, but think it should all be over and satisfied and sorted, and wasn't compensation paid, or isn't it a tragedy, it never was. But all become quite alarmed when they understand that it's 26.5 years and counting, and it still hasn't been sorted.
We got the message out to thousands of dynamic, motivated and compassionate people at Glastonbury who've now joined the campaign to make the Dow Chemical Company accountable, take responsibility and clean up Bhopal. Hundreds also donated money towards the 2 free clinics that we support in the worst affected areas.
I think it's horrific, actually, given that we are now, I think, over 25 years, I believe, since the disaster, that we're still no closer to getting an organisation to actually admit that they were responsible and are there in the long term trying to put in place measures to make the environment better for the people that have been affected.
There's so many ideas that come out of Glastonbury. It's such a hotbed of ideas and discussion, and it's where extraordinary things happen, actually. So I think that a lot of us will be talking long and hard about this for some time to come, and how to link it back. You know, when we were planning Glastonbury, we always had in our minds that obviously Glastonbury is like a drop-down event that happens where you can talk to a lot of people, and it's how to take that forward, both in terms of linking more with Bhopal, linking people more with Bhopal, and what we can do to facilitate that and keep on getting our message out there. So I would hope that in 2 years' time we're doing much what we're doing now, and we've engaged more people and
I would love to make bigger sculptures.
I'm hoping that the sculpture garden will have a life after Glastonbury for the BMA, because there's been a lot of effort put into it by a lot of people, and as far as I'm aware it's going on to WOMAD, which is great this year, and I'm sure there'll be, now that the figures are established and people can see photographs and understand the process and how things have been put all together, then they will go on to other places, and they're a real they are a representation of the Bhopali people, and they're standing firm. They've stood firm in all the wind and the rain and the mud and everything at Glastonbury, and had lots of hugs and cuddles from various festival goers, and just stood there very solidly. This is our message and we're not budging until it's heard. So in that sense, I really hope it gets that across.
I think the thing about Dow Chemical is that it's a faceless corporation, and actually we need to single out the people. So I haven't got a message for Dow Chemical, but I've got a message for Andrew Liveris, who is the Chief Executive of Dow Chemical. And that's you're a human being too. And this is about the future of human beings on the planet. If you continue to poison, then you're speeding it up. And a lot of it has already gone too far, and you could make a big impact on slowing it down, Andrew Liveris.
I just wish Dow would face up to their responsibilities and recognise the devastation that's been caused and just get on with cleaning up the site. And I wish the American system would also recognise that it's no good complaining about oil spillage in the Gulf and leaving the mess they've left in Bhopal. Do your job, clean up.
It's very simple, it's come clean. Now what that means is you've got to come and clean up Bhopal, but it also means come clean about the facts. We're not frightened about the facts, and everything we print will stand up in a court of law, and Dow will not face the facts. Come clean.
Had you not been there in the first place and benefiting commercially from your chemical plant, we wouldn't have this disaster. Go there, clean up the mess that you caused. Thank you.
Dow Chemical, it's time for corporate companies across the world to face up to the responsibilities. We spent enough time poisoning other people who don't have the ability to speak up for the total atrocities that happen. What's happening in Bhopal is absolutely disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Clean up Bhopal.
The message to Dow is quite simple. You're good friends. The head of Dow, I believe, is a key advisor to President Obama. President Obama has spoken, and he has said, and I would like to repeat, the polluter pays. Dow, you own that polluting liability. You need to pay, you need to do it now. Time's up. Go pay that price. Go clean up Bhopal.
And if you're looking at your life from only where you are, you'll only see the ground. You'll never see the stars. You can claim another. You can live another.